Hola, señoritas y señoras. Good day, good morning.
That was fun.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you are
Welcome,
the
friends, beautiful friends, and
senoritas.
I know.
Welcome, senoritas.
If you did not watch our morning laugh show yesterday, it was very long, but it was okay because it has. I watched it. I actually did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I watched them all.
And I laughed.
Yeah.
And I laughed.
Makes me laugh.
And so definitely go onto our Facebook page or our channel.
You know, I feel like we have a little bit of there's the flow, at least as of right now. It's you know, kind of poppy and happy in the beginning, and then we become like after school special, at the end, you know, like the lesson of life or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Like this is just like where it ultimately is going to end up going for us anyway.
The whole thing,
if you like it, you like it.
Yeah. And the whole thing, we want to feel like we're sitting across from you, having coffee, hanging out, right? Hanging with my peeps.
Talking
about real life things and cracking jokes and, you know.
Mm-hmm.
To make your day a little brighter.
Yeah. So I'm just going to use this as an opportunity. So one thing I get to do here is I get to share things in a way that you like really can't get mad. So like I ordered the perfect pillow, right? And by the way, it was dead after 2 days. It's she leans on my.
I leaned on it like
on
this.
My perfect pillow, and she does it. She gives it the claw.
No, hon, I barely even leaned on it. Anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it got brittle.
She's using it to lift a car. She drives the wheel up
travel
on it.
that I had to make.
Yeah.
Over the seas.
It's done. It 2 days. Anyway, so that was one of those things. It was unexpected.
Now it's just thrown on the floor.
We need to say goodbye.
Oh
so, there was something else that happened today.
What?
All right. So, you know, I didn't go running today. I worked out in the house.
Yeah.
Right? Doing the on my phone, like the phone workout.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
And but I wanted to go out and you know, we live by the oceans, a couple blocks away. I wanted to see the ocean, so I hop in the car.
Yeah.
The Subaru, the Adventure Mobile, Subi.
Yeah, the Subi.
As she's called. And I drive up and I'm like, I'm gonna park and go walk, and then I'm like, oh well, I can just go park at the restaurant, which is right next to it. And so as I'm pulling in there.
What restaurant was this?
The one just before you walk in.
Oh yeah.
All the way at the end, I forget the name of it.
Yeah.
And
Beachcombers,
which looks great, tastes less filling. It's not great.
It's like, all right. The coconut shrimp's good.
If you say so. If you like frozen coconut shrimp, it's
probably their drinks maybe.
So, but we as I'm parking there, I look over and the gate's open.
Okay.
To driving onto the beach.
Oh no, honey.
And then I see actually the booth says, hey, see you in March. So they open the gate and now it's free access.
Oh, okay.
Free range chicken, baby. So what do you think I did?
You went onto the beach.
I drove onto the beach. Yes, I did.
And did it do well?
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, I was a little bit scared.
Did you get stuck or anything?
No,
no. Do you have to put the car on?
It's always on. It's all the time all-wheel drive.
Oh, okay, awesome. Because it.
So Subaru commercial for you. No, we love it. It's about adventure. That's why we have this car. But so I thought as I'm doing that, I could just hear you in my brain saying, "You should have waited for me." So I'm just checking with you now. Is that like?
No.
You're okay with that?
I probably would have been like, honey, I don't know. Do you think we'll get stuck? But, you know.
Right.
But no, that's awesome. So it's free now? They don't charge.
It just says see you in March.
See you in March. And the gate's open.
The gate's open. Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
We'll see.
It's like, it's open access.
I don't know if I can believe you. I'm kidding.
That's what it said today, so I'm not saying it couldn't change.
Nice. I like this shirt on you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You wanted me to return that favor?
No, this is my
I like the senorita shirt.
Or something.
Liberace, George Washington.
Because it has like this ruffly thing.
Yeah. What is it with girls and ruffles and stuff like that?
I don't know.
And did you compliment my shirt because you wanted me to say it?
Well, you know, I think yesterday was voting day and it's red, white, and blue.
Okay. See, because I do actually remember there was a person.
There was a day tomorrow. Yesterday. The 4th.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're wrong, dude.
He's like, what?
It's not. I don't. Maybe.
I don't know. I have no
so.
idea. We don't vote. I'm kidding.
Yes, we do. That is not true. We do vote.
We do vote.
We vote at least once a
Yes.
year. Well, except for when we traveled, we didn't vote any. We tried to vote in Mexico and it didn't.
Yeah, we voted
I'm kidding.
a few times.
We vote.
I mean, we vote for president.
We do vote.
And sometimes he votes for other stuff, I guess.
But the little shirt compliment boomerang thing kind of reminded me of the way that you tried to make me love you.
Huh?
Yeah, huh? Do you remember that?
No.
When you said, after we've been together for just
What?
a little while, when we've been dating, you wrote me a note and you said, I heart you.
Okay.
And you tried to boomerang that back. You tried to make me say it back to you.
Yeah, and?
And what did I do?
You didn't. And then I broke up with him.
You did not. Not at that same time. A little bit later.
Yeah, you're right.
A little bit later. Anyway, the boomerang.
Okay, so,
Anything funny?
news.
I saw something.
Yeah, I know you did. Because
I wasn't watching the game.
You kept playing it over and over and over.
It was hilarious. Listen, you need to Google Monday Night Football cat. And like they're running a play and they're doing their thing like the football players are doing. And there's a cat going the opposite way.
Yeah.
How does a cat get on a football field? I have no idea. But it's there.
That's funny.
And it's doing its thing. And if you want something even better, listen to the Westwood One version of that. So you don't see video, you just hear the guy calling it.
Uh-huh.
And the guy's like, he's at the 5, he's at the 2, he's going slow, and he's in for the touchdown. And then actually the crowd actually cheers for the cat. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
That's cute.
We always like to do the animal stuff. That's there.
Well, I don't know if this is funny, but I thought, I'm like, this is crazy. So I guess there was like a murder that happened.
This just took a dark turn.
In Maryland, when people were waiting in line to get their Popeyes chicken sandwich Monday night.
Really?
I think it was last night. Yeah, Monday night. And yeah,
Oh,
a stabbing happened because someone cut in line and the guy behind him didn't like it. So they start arguing and fighting. I don't know. Did they get their chicken sandwich before he got stabbed? I have no idea.
I have
I
questions.
didn't really read.
And
the
I'm
whole
wondering.
thing. But they're saying Popeyes is saying like this is not what.
It's not that good.
Condone.
And I'm wondering.
Thinking like, dang, I gotta try this chicken sandwich.
I know. Now I really am. Here's my question though. I've been to a Popeyes. The last one we went to was Louisiana.
I was laughing the other day. I was like, why did we go to Popeyes?
We were treated because we were in Louisiana. Yeah, because it's
But
Popeyes,
there's
Louisiana.
Popeyes everywhere.
Chicken.
I'm like thinking we should have just looked for it.
But we went to the best one. It was good.
It was pretty.
It was
good.
really good.
It
They
was
were really nice.
good.
But here's the thing, though. I remember like going up to the place where their napkins and utensils are. Mm-hmm. I saw plastic forks, plastic spoons, plastic knives, and possibly sporks. So I'm wondering which of those the stabbing occurred with.
I don't know. The spork probably.
The spork. Ooh, death by spork.
Yeah.
So someone actually really died, though?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be joking about that.
No, I mean like they were stabbed.
But I do want to try his Popeye
murdered.
sandwich, though. Sorry.
That's just awful. Why? What for? What? Like a chicken sandwich?
Wow.
Because he might. Well, apparently, like the last time they had this whole thing where they ran out of chicken sandwiches, there was this huge fight and everything. I mean, it was like that happened out in Texas.
I think, and it's funny too if you look at like I've seen some of the things that go beyond like between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
Yeah.
And I think one of them said like I think there was one I saw where they were across the street and Popeye said because you need to eat on Sundays too is what they said on their thing. And then the other one says, "At least we don't run out of chicken sandwiches," is what happened on the opposite billboard.
Yeah, but you know what
these
Chick-fil-A did? They sent out some sort of coupon or something for National Sandwich Day that ended up falling on a Sunday, and they said, "Here, redeem this on National Coupon." And then they're like, and then they had to send out another email and say, "Sorry, we didn't mean to send that out for National."
Oh my gosh. You can't.
And
I'm
so
surprised
now
no one got murdered for
Popeyes-
that.
And now Popeyes started like tweeting about that
That's
thing
hilarious.
about like,
That's
whoa,
funny.
did you forget you were closed on Sunday?
Okay, and one that's funny. I'm not like a huge Twitterer. Sometimes I'll go there and like you can see the news and Wendy's. Wendy's is like their Twitter account has like Wendy, the little redhead girl, busting on people, and so it's always like her.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always about Wendy's like cutting. It's pretty funny though. It's really funny.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, and so it's just like, how do you appeal to people?
Yeah.
And so there you go.
I
Like,
wonder if Ronald McDonald is
Ronald does not approve of this. I don't think.
getting into the
war. Yeah, Ronald. He should.
The word war.
I think. Yeah. The world
Word-
war. The
word
word war. Word war. World war.
Yeah.
So, so you did something. We had a little bit of a conversation last night around the dinner table. I thought that was kind of cool. And it's about kind of like owning what you want, what's you, and then releasing those things that are not, and especially on a team, like how that actually enables the other person versus not. And so no one can see this, of course, but maybe you can try to picture.
Well, I posted on Facebook. My table.
Your table.
My tablescape.
Talk to me about your tablescape.
Oh, you want me to talk to you about it?
Yeah, talk about it. Tell me.
Well, I was excited that I went and it was 50% off fall stuff. You remember, everybody's starting to decorate for Christmas, and now I get to Hobby Lobby and everything's 50% off for fall stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And
got a great deal.
One of the things that when we it seems like we didn't really even start inviting people into our home until maybe like 5 years ago, something like that. And then we traveled all around, and as many people as we could bring in, we would bring in. We always had an open spot, and we had some people who came and visit us. But then when we moved here, St. Augustine, one of the things that you said was, I want to make things welcoming and bring people in. I do. And that was a part of it, right?
Yeah. And that's a part of it. I mean, when I was younger and had the babies just everywhere, I had a heart to do all of these things and to invite people, but I always felt like I would be, I don't know, just like I didn't feel like I was at that, I guess, to invite people over, because I felt like my house never looked as nice or as inviting as other homes I've been.
Spaghetti on the wall.
To. Yeah, little kid stuff all over the walls. No, I just never felt that like that. And I look back and sometimes I'm like, why did I care so much about that, And always wanting to step up my game and doing that and decorating and fixing the house up, even though I always tried, but I never could be successful in it. So, but anyway, it's just, one of those things that I found. It's funny because like Donnie and I sometimes will talk about like mindsets, about like what is your mindset. Some people are very good at just accomplishing things, and getting it done.
Sure.
Their mindset is awesome. Like they have a goal in mind, and then they go and they tackle it, and then it's done. Some people will just think about it a lot, and then they'll never get anything done, other than they'll probably say, oh, I wish I could, or I want to do this, but it never gets done. I would say I would probably fall in the mindset of like, oh, I wish I could do this, could I get this?
So you have your dreamers and doers,
right?
You have your walkers and talkers, right?
So
like
so
people
then
that are opposite.
What would happen is like I would fall into like more of a default in what I would do. So whatever that default was that I found, like, oh, this is easy, I could just do this. Never moving past that one thing. So that's why when we decided, to leave and to travel and all of that, that was like, for me, it was such a life change in my mind too. I had to change that mindset. But I found also now that we've kind of, it's funny because like we've only been back from Mexico, 6 months? Not even? Not even. And but I feel like I've settled, but not settled in a bad way, because I'm trying not to go back to that mindset of like, I wish I could. And it's sometimes I find myself that I can go back to that easily because I've lived in that for so long. So
I think that the neat thing that that I see, especially like again, you know, if you're a married couple, maybe just kind of like cutting open and what do you call it, dissecting that, right, for others. And the one thing I see is that oftentimes, sometimes you couldn't do your thing because you were worried about helping me do my thing, or doing something that I wasn't totally doing. And sometimes I couldn't do my thing because I'm totally looking at helping you with your thing. So I think back. There we go again. I think back to the years, especially like before our journey, right? And I was in the trainer role at that one company, and doing other things to try to grow some financial base. I remember I started that one podcast so that I could become world famous or whatever. But I remember like sometimes coming home and thinking like, oh no, I need to do this. Like she can't do this. I need to do this. And then it's like stepping into those areas, whether it was with schooling or, you know, like different things that were really kind of your area.
Yeah.
And I would come in and I would muddle it up. And actually it would make things worse, not better. And then you were doing some of those things as well, like in terms, oh, I need to run this business. I need to start this business. We had Grocery Mama for a little while. We had like these different things. And it was like, oh, I need help because he's not doing it. And so it's like when you look at what the other person's not doing, and then you, rather than functioning in your own, I guess, gifting or talent or place, like the best optimum place on the team.
Right.
I felt like we were fighting against each other for a long time.
Yeah, it was that. And then
we've been together for 6 years. Yeah.
So it was that, and then and not ever really moving. There was like a blockage that I felt like for me that I had to break through, and that was the mindset of just really understanding who I am as a person, and even to do the little things. Like I can do this. I know, like some people might say that's like, how would that be difficult? But some people, you know, like I said, some people are really good at it because they've just been raised in that or whatever. And sometimes there's some people that they just stay stuck. And I felt like I was stuck for so long that like I have to watch myself because sometimes I can fall into that same stuck mindset. And so for me, it's like I have to say, okay, I'm going to go and do this, whatever that is, right? And that would be, you know, travel or plan something. Yesterday I went to Hobby Lobby. I know that's something that somebody might say, oh, that's something I do all the time. Well, I do not do that. I don't do that. Well, I just survive, you know, like, well, not anymore. I used to. Like, so that was like my excuse. I just survive. I'm covered, you know, I'm just surrounded by babies. And I can't think about anything else. So,
it was a sea of babies. There was a swarm of them.
But anyway, so when you start taking action and pursuing those things that really like, wait a minute, I can do that? It's kind of like somebody giving you permission. I can do that?
Yeah. And
I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it. And I have to tell myself, I'm going to do this. Even though sometimes I don't do anything.
She doesn't.
I'm still not where I want to be.
She does.
No, I'm still not where I want to be though. But it's a process. It's a daily step into that person.
You know, and it's interesting.
I want to be.
I remember when actually someone had a conversation with me a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that, and it was Tej actually, and what she was essentially doing was she was functioning as my coach at that time. Phenomenal human being at that, and what I kept doing was I kept running into this feeling of frustration. And really what it's like, it's almost like you know that things should be in a certain order, but they're not. And so what happens is you get irritated that they're not. And either you can do something about it or you can stay. And a lot of times we stay because we think that we have to, kind of like what you're saying. Right. And what she did was she helped me to give myself permission. And actually that's what's resulted in You know, basically a lot of us, I mean, we were already traveling and doing things like that, but in terms of creating a business that like I don't really know of another one that exists the same as what I'm doing, helping people find purpose and things like that. Like that's a walking into
Right.
and giving permission and putting it the way, kind of like you did with your tablescape, right? Of doing that. And I think when we're irritated, it's an indicator of actually purpose.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Well, because, or, you know, just we limit ourselves more so than anything else. And like in my mind, it was always like, well, I can't do this big thing, then
I will do nothing.
yeah, I won't do anything.
So, we're going to round it out, keep it at a good time.
Yes.
Do something. Give yourself permission. Wow, there's a hummingbird right outside our window. Give yourself permission to do something that you know that you want to do, that you know you should do. So go ahead and do that. Joke of the day.
Yeah.
All right?
Tell me.
There was actually, as I was driving, I noticed that there was actually another car, and it was broken down in the sand, and it belonged to a frog. It's okay, he got towed. Yes, I did make it up.
That's good, babe.
All right. Studio
All right,
audience
so
is laughing.
We're leaving. Bye.